So, can you describe your family life? What were your parents' names? How many siblings you had?
My father's name was Bansi Pandit. We are Pandits, and we actually have migrated from Sopore many generations before to Wahibug. I have 5 brothers and sisters, including myself. My father was a small farmer. All Hindus were, before 1947, we had a lot of land, but in 1947, that was, an ordinance was passed to pass that land to no Muslims who had no land, and we didn't get any compensation, so we were left with very little land. So he was a small farmer.
So how was your relationship with your Muslim majority neighbors?
Well, the relationship with Muslims in general was based on a concept called Kashmiriyat. It doesn't exist anymore. What was Kashmiriyat?
Can you say that word again?
Kashmiriyat.
Kashmiriyat.
It was a common community identity. Its elements were that we were all had common roots, because all Muslims in Kashmir were converts. So we were all essentially Hindus way back. So that was the common root we had. We had a common definition of what was right and wrong. That was common. They didn't think anything different when it came to right and wrong. We had a very important element of the relationship was called Peer Parasti, which means we respected, so did Muslims, the saints, Sufis. Sufism was prevalent in Kashmir. The Islam in Kashmir was moderate Islam based on Sufism. And Sufis are just like Hindus. Their philosophy is just like Vedanta philosophy. And they worshipped Hindu saints, we worshipped Muslim saints, and it was a very good relationship. I remember when I was young, I went to many mosques. There are 2 very important mosques. One was Srari Sharif, you may have heard the name, and other one was Pakharpora, very popular and respected places. And I have been there many times with my parents.
So you went to 2 mosques
yes.
as a child and were very comfortable and welcome.
All the time, many times, yeah.
So how did that impact your family's property, the farm, the land, the many brothers and sisters that were all still living in Kashmir?
In all Hindu families, since land was limited, they would educate their children. My all 5 brothers were highly educated. So we would not actually look back, and there wasn't much land there to get your living, to make your living on. So they were educated, so we would look for jobs. So anyway, we didn't have enough land to support all. But the problem was that the jobs were also limited for us. 90% Muslims and about 10% Hindus in Kashmir was what the population was approximately. 90% Muslims had 97% share in business, in transport, in everything, whatever land, everything. We 10% has just less than 3% share. So you can see we didn't have any future. And because of that, Hindus started moving even.
So when you came to America, did you intend to stay here or did you intend to go back?
No, in my case, I had just come for education here. I wanted to go back and live there. After all, that's my place, that's my home, that's my country, that's my family. Especially Kashmir, it's a place where Hindus were the aboriginals. I mean, it's the land of Kashyap. It's the land of our gurus, saints, sages. So who wouldn't want to go back home? So I wanted to go back home. But then I realized right away that I shouldn't, because there's no future there. I mean, so I just continued staying here.
What do you miss most about Kashmir? If you had to say 1 or 2 things that you miss the most, and because you're unable to go back.
Now, what I miss about Kashmir is its beauty. Our house was located under a hill. I used to get up in the morning and sorry, it's hard.
Take your time.
We had a beautiful house. My father was illiterate, so was my mother. My family was illiterate, but he had an engineering mind. He had created beautiful waterfalls. We had flowers, we had trees, beautiful birds will come in the morning. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So, you miss the beauty, the spirituality of the land?
So we had a beautiful life, beautiful nature. We had birds would come in the morning and sing and wake us up. It's all gone.